Hey there, and welcome back to Lasting in Love. I'm David, and together with my wife, Mrs. D, we're here to share stories and insights on how to build stronger, lasting relationships. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic: effective communication in marriage. In this first part, we'll follow the journey of Daniel and Sofia, a couple who, like many of us, found themselves drifting apart. But through the art of communication, they learned to reconnect and strengthen their bond. So grab a comfortable spot and let's begin with a story of love and growth. Once upon a time in a small town lived a couple named Daniel and Sofia. They had been married for 5 years and, like many couples, started their relationship with passion, love, and excitement. In the early days of their marriage, they believed they had found their forever happiness. However, over time, life became busy. Daniel was consumed with his work as a software developer, while Sofia, an elementary school teacher, found herself overwhelmed with her job and their growing family. Though they still loved each other deeply, something felt off. Their once vibrant conversations had grown silent. They no longer shared their dreams, frustrations, or joys as they had when they first got married. The love was there, but the connection seemed to fade. One evening, after a particularly challenging day, Sofia sat on the couch, feeling drained. Daniel, as usual, was engrossed in his laptop, lost in his work. Sofia hesitated for a moment, but decided to speak up. "Daniel, can we talk?" she asked, her voice gentle but tinged with sadness. Daniel glanced at her, surprised. They hadn't had a meaningful conversation in what felt like months. "Sure, what's on your mind?" he replied, setting his laptop aside. Sofia took a deep breath. "I miss us. I feel like we don't talk anymore. I mean, really talk. We used to share everything, but now it feels like we're just going through the motions. I don't want to lose what we had." Her words hung in the air. Daniel was taken aback. He hadn't realized how disconnected they had become. In his mind, they were doing fine. They were busy, sure, but that's what life was about, right? He looked into her eyes and saw the sadness he had been too distracted to notice. "I'm sorry," Daniel said quietly. "I didn't realize you felt that way. I guess I've been so caught up in work, I didn't stop to think about how it was affecting us." Sofia nodded, her eyes welling up. "I understand you're busy, and I am too, but if we don't communicate, we'll keep drifting apart." Daniel reached for her hand, holding it gently. "You're right. I don't want that either. So, how do we fix this?" This conversation was a turning point in their marriage. Sofia and Daniel realized that they needed to be more intentional about communicating with each other. They both knew that love wasn't just about being physically present, but also about staying emotionally connected. The next day, Daniel and Sofia sat down and talked about how they could improve their communication. They agreed on a few key things. Creating time for meaningful conversations. They decided to set 30 minutes each evening, no matter how tired or busy they were, to talk about their day. During this time, they would turn off their phones, TV, and other distractions, focusing solely on each other. Learning to listen, they realized that communication wasn't just about speaking, but also about listening. Instead of interrupting each other or thinking about what they would say next, they made an effort to really listen to what the other person was saying. Expressing emotions honestly. Both Daniel and Sofia admitted that sometimes they bottled up their feelings to avoid conflict. They promised to be honest with each other about how they were feeling, whether it was joy, frustration, or sadness. They also agreed to do this in a way that wasn't accusatory or hurtful. Using I statements, instead of saying things like, "You never listen to me," they practiced saying things like, "I feel unheard when you're focused on other things while I'm talking." This small shift in language helped them avoid blaming each other and open the door for more constructive conversations. Being patient and kind. They knew that improving their communication wouldn't happen overnight, so they agreed to be patient with each other. They also reminded themselves to approach their conversations with love, even during disagreements. Daniel and Sofia's story is a testament to the power of effective communication in marriage. Their love didn't fade because they didn't care about each other. It faded because they stopped communicating. By intentionally making time for each other, learning to listen, and expressing their feelings honestly, they reignited the spark that brought them together in the first place. Every couple will face challenges, but Daniel and Sophia learned that communication is the key to navigating those challenges. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Through their journey, they discovered that true intimacy isn't just about being physically close, it's about being emotionally connected. And that connection is built one conversation at a time. And so Daniel and Sophia lived, not in a perfect marriage, but in a marriage where love, understanding, and growth became their foundation, proving that with effective communication, any relationship can thrive. Honey, dinner's ready. Time to come to the table. Oh, just in time. And that wraps up the first part of Daniel and Sophia's story, a story of how two people rediscovered each other through the power of communication. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the second part of this heartwarming journey. Stay tuned, it's coming up next.